It is the world's oldest continent. Home to plants and animals found nowhere else on the planet. Australia is a land of diverse ecosystems and stunning beauty.
From sprawling beaches to the world's largest coral reef. In Australia, you can explore lush rainforests, vibrant cities, and find rich indigenous cultures throughout the country.
The land down under is a world like no other, surrounded by spectacular views and natural marvels that have stood for centuries. Hi, I'm Christy Kruger, and this is Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock. It is a massive and sacred stone.
And I'm Ron McGill. We've traveled nearly 10,000 miles to this unique country.
The Outback is home to one of the world's most ancient cultures, dating back more than 65,000 years. The Indigenous people are the first real eco-heroes, and they still exist here today.
And now, our own modern-day eco-hero from South Florida is joining us here in Australia for an adventure of a lifetime.
Brielle Martinez! 18-year-old Brielle won our Eco-Hero contest, funded by the Ron McGill Conservation Endowment. Now Brielle is bringing her passion for protecting our planet here.
As we crisscross Australia, there's so much to see and to learn from this ancient place and its people.
It is our most ambitious Eco-Hero project yet, so come along with us as we explore the magic and the mysteries of the land down under.
All right, here you guys are. Check on this. Thank you.
Everybody's ready. I'll have a notification.
It's the start of a journey that would take us on not one,
We're super excited.
but two long flights around the globe.
We've traveled so far, and I can't believe that we just crossed the international date line.
A very warm welcome to Melbourne. The local time here in Melbourne is 6:33 a.m.
20 hours in the air.
Yes.
But we're here, and so are all our bags.
Long flight.
Let's go.
We're in Melbourne, or Melbourne as the Aussies call it. It is the largest city in Australia, with towering high-rises and a vast metro system. The city's downtown district is bustling with life.
I'm not sure what I thought it was going to look like.
Totally different for me, too.
And in the heart of the city, a stunning park. The Royal Botanic Gardens has a rich history. Open since 1846, it offers more than 8,000 plant species from around the world, with stunning vistas and plenty of wildlife.
I'm crying over Australian equivalent of pigeons.
This pink and gray cockatoo caught the eye of our eco-hero. The galah is native to Australia.
Oh, that's why you're here.
Yay! And seeing it was so special, it brought Brielle to tears.
I absolutely love galahs, and it made me really happy.
I can't believe you're here.
Yes, I can't believe it.
And just a few miles out is the trendy neighborhood of Fitzroy.
So Fitzroy is the oldest suburb of Melbourne. So grungy, hipster, thrifty.
An eclectic suburb rich in culture
It's just so beautiful.
and towering murals.
Everybody loves coming out to Fitzroy. Good food, good art, just good people in general.
Reminding us of Miami's own Wynwood neighborhood.
I thought I'd show you this artwork first.
And one mural proudly pays tribute to two popular American graffiti artists.
This is a more recent mural of Keith Haring.
And late New Yorker Jean-Michel Basquiat. Haring's famous pop art style of the 80s and 90s has adorned this wall for decades. But much of the vibrant artwork here in Fitzroy honors the country's rich Indigenous heritage.
You know, I don't believe I've ever been to another country that shows more credence to the native people.
By paying homage through anything from art, storytelling, everything, part of Australia's culture, it's just very, very refreshing to see that importance being highlighted.
This is going to be a wonderful window into the world of Australian wildlife.
Melbourne is also home to Australia's oldest zoo.
Hello, welcome.
Well, thank you. Hello, how are you?
I'm very good. You're coming to visit our kangaroos,
Yes,
and our
ma'am.
little wallabies and our emus.
Really? How close are we going to get?
Very close. Yeah.
Our Eco Hero team's first introduction to the wild
These guys are one of the coolest animals we have out here.
was with Melbourne Zoo's kangaroos from Kangaroo Island.
Do they get the thicker coat in the wintertime?
No, it's pretty thick all year round.
Hi.
Yes.
Oh, you're
there is a
getting
word
kind of
for it.
close. This mob of kangaroos was a friendly bunch. You have a new friend, Brielle.
Hello.
Mojo's your buddy. We learned kangaroos can leap up to 30 feet in the air, but there's one thing they can't do.
Yes,
They don't go backwards.
that's right.
Is it because of the way that their hips are aligned and like the tail that they can't move backwards, or?
Yeah, oh, they can move backwards, but yeah, you just want to see them walking backwards.
I'd like you to meet Maggie. Maggie's one of the friendliest kangaroos here at the Melbourne Zoo. She's having a little bit of breakfast. I cannot believe I am this close to a kangaroo. The large and native emu can't do it either.
This emu nearly mistook me as one of them,
Mating dance.
likely because of my height.
That was amazing. Oh my God.
Next we've got koalas. So just in here we've got 3 female koalas.
We also met Australia's other iconic and native animal.
We've got pretzel, and then we've got Kari up in that tree.
Koalas sleep up to 22 hours a day. This one we found in mid-nap among his favorite grub, the eucalyptus trees.
So is it just silly Americans, if you hear other people always refer to them as koala bears?
No, we get it a fair bit. Yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, not part of the bear family, so not technically a bear, but I get it. They do look like a cute little bear, don't they?
Oh, they're so cute.
More than 320 species call the Melbourne Zoo home, but it's much more than just a zoo.
We're very proud of where we are today, which is actually much more of a conservation organisation now than a zoo. We're here for the animals rather than the animals being here for our entertainment.
And that's apparent in the conservation breeding of the Victorian grassland earless dragon.
These guys are pretty unique because they were thought by some to be extinct, and they only turned up a couple of years ago in January of 2023.
So you've been successfully reproducing them?
Yeah, we have. So we've had 2 breeding seasons and we've hatched out 81 individuals.
They've not only found the lizard, but they're reproducing the lizard. Dozens and dozens of them have been reproduced for reintroduction back into the wild. That is the main purpose of zoos, in my opinion, to protect the animals that exist today and ensure that they live in the wild where they belong.
I think a lot of times when we go to zoos or facilities, we're thinking about all these beautiful animals everywhere else, but we're not thinking about what's at home. So getting to see them doing rewilding projects and breeding projects, getting to see that maybe practice at home would be really, really interesting.
That was awesome. It was beyond awesome. Not only was it awesome, but the people were awesome. The whole experience was fantastic.
Coming up,
This is spectacular.
our Eco Hero team heads for the bushland,
Yeah, you're a big, strong fella. You might be able to push it up.
climbing up a hanging rock millions of years old. Eco Hero first.
And we take flight to one of Australia's natural wonders.
This is amazing. Later, we hike the sacred monolith, Uluru, and explore the Great Barrier Reef. Australia is known for its distinctive geological formations. And that's why we're headed to the bushland to climb one.
Skies are opening up just in time.
A uniquely Aussie welcoming party is there to greet us.
And you pull into an area and there's a seasonal racetrack where they race horses. And I look to my right, and instead of seeing horses racing, I see a mob of probably 30, 40 kangaroos out there with joeys, and I'm thinking to myself, it's surreal. You know, I'm used to seeing something in a zoo exhibit, zoo habitat, but this is the wild. These are wild kangaroos out there with their joeys. We get out of the vehicle, I look up, and there's this beautiful rosella, this incredible bird that looks like it's got batteries in it with all the colors of the rainbow in it, just looking at us. It was just such an inspirational moment for me to realize that all this wildlife that I looked at as a kid, now in living color in a real place.
This real place is Hanging Rock, a more than 6 million year old volcano, just 45 miles northwest of Melbourne.
Wow, this
is why we're going to stop here for a moment, because check it out, huh?
God bless, this is fantastic. It's kind of erupt.
In more recent years, Hanging Rock has been an outdoor concert venue for artists like Bruce Springsteen and Elton John, and the setting for a popular book and movie.
It's a typical Australian bushland around here. The Australian bush looks a bit messy, yeah? It looks a bit messy. Generally speaking, if it's messy, it's pretty healthy. Because it's a conservation zone, whatever falls here, stays here. So when it was standing upright, we would have had, you know, koalas living in it, kookaburras, cockatoos, all sorts of insects and so forth.
Our guide Shane Caruana leads our climb up Hanging Rock.
It was quite thick lava, so essentially what we're looking at here is 6.25 million years of erosion, you know, so wind erosion, rain erosion, ice as well.
The terrain changing.
It's quite amazing, isn't it?
It is. It's stunning. The higher we hike.
We're about 140 steps now. Yeah, not too bad though. So this one here, folks, is the Hanging Rock. So it's a massive boulder which is suspended in between, you know, a number of other boulders as well. Yeah, you're a big, strong fella. You might be able to push it up.
Challenge accepted.
Or as a koala would say,
Well, despite our best effort, that rock isn't going anywhere. But we are to the top of the volcano, which Shane tells us was an important meeting place for several Aboriginal tribes for ceremonies, rituals, and celebrations.
So 143 steps later,
I know.
and here we are up here,
Beautiful.
top of Hanging Rock.
Wow.
You know, one of my favorite sayings is that life isn't measured by the number of breaths that you take, it's measured by the number of times your breath is taken away.
And this is it.
Lo and behold.
Oh, wow.
The lichen, the moss, it's insane.
This place has its own microclimate. It's its own climate in itself up here. So it's really kind of interesting.
It's really just chilling because not only is it a beautiful, beautiful landscape with the sky, the vegetation, the rocks, but just knowing that rich history and what might have gone on there in the past was just really, really special.
And this is all created by erosion, right? I mean, just wind and wow.
And there are more special moments for our eco-hero on the horizon. Off we go as our adventure takes to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful day it is today, at least.
It is gorgeous, all these blue skies.
Every day's been beautiful.
I know.
Yes.
This is sun. I'm happy to see the sun. Two of us were a little nervous when we saw our next mode of transportation. Eco-hero first. But this is the best way to get to our next stop. 170 miles west of Melbourne.
All good. Having fun.
Flying above the stunning Great Ocean Road lets us get a bird's eye view of some of Australia's white sandy beaches.
All those cliff sides with the orange limestone contrasted by the greenish blue hues of the sea and the white caps hitting it was super, super cool. And you could see parts of Australian culture too, like with the dairy farms and all the different types of farms that they had.
After a picture-perfect flight.
And we made it.
Nice and brisk.
Woo.
Did you get to see the 12 apostles as we flew by?
Yeah, that was really cool to see them over.
Good.
We get a chance to get on that scenic Great Ocean Road, where we make it to what looks like a living postcard. More of those ancient rock formations that the land down under is famous for.
Getting to see formations like the baker's oven with its little hole, almost like a oven, hence the name. Oh my God.
The stunning 12 Apostles are an iconic collection of 7 limestone stacks off the coast of the Southern Ocean.
Funny how it's named 12 Apostles when there's only 7. It was just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Believed to be about 5 million years old. That is spectacular. At one point, there were 8.
You're a part of history by standing there. And it all changes overnight too sometimes, like when they had that one formation that fell overnight.
I'm standing there and I'm trying to close my eyes and think, gosh, what was this place like when all this developed? You know, when you look at the 12 Apostles, you realize at one time that was one solid mass, but years and years of the fury of the ocean, the erosion, the relentless pressure of those waves coming and coming, just cut their own sculpture. That's art by nature there. You see millions of years of nature creating art that no man can do.
Up next, our eco-hero team says goodbye to the bushland and hello to the Outback.
What is this cave called?
So that's Kulpi Minnaku.
We discover how the world's most ancient culture is continuing to protect the land today. In the Northern Territory of Australia, a huge chunk of sandstone rises more than 1,000 feet over the Outback. This is the iconic Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock, a remnant of a mountain range that formed more than 500 million years ago. This is amazing. Our eco-hero team has now moved to the rugged Australian desert to explore this ancient and sacred site.
So every crevice, every indentation tells a story on this rock.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you the stories today, plus point out.
Led by our guide, Max Engelman.
So that's Kulpi Minnaku, which is the women's cave, also known as the kitchen cave.
We learned from the Anangu, the first caretakers of this land, every side of this stone is like a chapter in their history book.
We got to learn about a ton of different really, really interesting and cool parts of an Anangu history and culture.
Everyone's got their own place, the men, the women, and here, everyone.
So how some of these caves, the kupis, were used for teaching different things or cooking.
But this piece here, for instance, is very soft. The women would bring the seeds here and then take a heavy rounded piece of sandstone, which is the actual grinding stone. And then they would start grinding the seeds until they're left with flour.
So cool. But some areas with artwork etched in stone, every turn is a little bit more beautiful than the last one, isn't it? Are so sacred, we aren't allowed to show you.
All around us is living history. And it is so, so beautiful.
A beautiful story about the very first people whose culture was, and still is, deeply intertwined with the landscape. Later, as the sun begins to set in the Outback, our eco-hero team takes flight.
It's just crazy when you look at everything else around it, and all of a sudden there's just this monolith right in the middle of the desert.
Everything from the colors of the actual rock and the oxidation that you see, that bright, bright orange, the change in lighting that even affects it is unreal.
This is when the colors really come to life on this sacred sandstone.
Pretty spectacular, right, Brielle? Absolutely.
Getting to see the sunset and the light absolutely explode on Uluru is magical. But getting to watch it kind of creep over the horizon was like, it's like in the movies. It's like in Lion King when you're watching the sun rise and how beautifully it's depicted in the animation, but this is real.
Adding to the magic in the early morning hours, the Field of Lights, 7 football fields of frosted glass spheres installed by internationally acclaimed artist Bruce Monroe, right in the middle of the desert.
That was, quite frankly, quite ethereal for me. When I went over there before sunrise, and you look over that hill and you're looking at 50,000 lights with the silhouette of Uluru in the background, I got goosebumps. It was magical.
The magic continues as we spend an afternoon with an Anangu family.
This place here was a Uluru. Someone come and put name in it. Put a rock in that year.
Learning about their connection with the land.
Look after our way, huh? Because we know the country here. Huh?
What I came to realize is that Indigenous people around the world have suffered great consequences, have suffered great discrimination over the millennia. And we owe it to them to honor their heritage, to honor their land.
I am the permit. I'm from this land.
When I listened to the Anangu elder tell his stories, and I felt the passion in his heart, it moved me. He's sharing his life with us. He's sharing the life of his father, his grandfather, his great-grandfather, the images he showed us of his family. I so appreciate this knowledge that you pass down from generation to generation.
Sugar water. We got to hear about their lemongrass and all these different plants and how they use them.
Our Anangu hosts were eager to show us.
There it is. Oh. There it is.
This desert delicacy. The fat and juicy grub.
Put in your mouth like this.
Only one of us, me, was brave enough to down that larva, alive, head and all.
Delicious. Living the dream.
Later, we took a bumpy ride deeper into the Outback, stopping at this scenic spot for a bit of a sunset cookout. Well, sort of. Remember those juicy grubs? Our new friend Kelly roasted them for us on an open fire so that Brielle and I could cheat a little.
We're gonna do this, huh? Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Here we go. So,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go. Okay. Not bad.
Okay, that's actually good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's delicious.
Not bad.
I told you.
I made such a big deal.
Not bad. Tastes like a vegetable.
Shortly, I'll line you up and give you your camel's name.
But we weren't done yet.
His name's Stumpy.
Stumpy. Our Outback adventure continued on camel, fitting since the Outback is home to the world's largest wild camel population. Brought to the desert by English explorers, the explorers left. But the camels, well, they made themselves at home and multiplied.
Bree, have you ever ridden a camel before?
At the zoo.
Thankfully, our friend Stumpy here was anything but wild. I know a good dentist.
Now we'll walk into this gorge, 1.3 kilometers.
Finally, time for one last hike at Kata Tjuta, another sacred monolith here in the Outback.
36 different domes. This is what we call a conglomerate.
These mighty conglomerate rock walls also formed millions of years ago. Hard to imagine that there's so many layers underneath where we're walking, too. Leading us to this breathtaking Walpa Gorge.
You're looking at something that's been pushed up from the explanations that we heard for millions of years, and you're just seeing the very tip of this iceberg. So underneath this is just a massive amount of mountain, for lack of a better term.
As the sun sets on our Outback adventure, we're able to take in all 36 stunningly impressive domes of Kata Tjuta. For our modern-day eco-hero, this glimpse into the past was deeply moving.
I think this might have been my favorite part of the trip, just because there really is so much to learn. Everything from about the plants, how to cultivate the land, how to keep it safe from bushfires, and so much more. It really has been a phenomenal experience.
Still ahead. There's more to Australia than just kangaroos and koalas. Platypus. Say your platypus prayers.
The animals we didn't expect to see, and the ones that took our breath away.
When you think of Australia, chances are bouncing kangaroos come to mind. So precious. Look at that face. or the oh-so-charismatic koala.
Oh my gosh.
And although you'll see plenty of both in the land down under, there are many more quirky creatures that call this country home.
There are animals here you find nowhere else on Earth.
In fact, 80% of the animals here are only found in Australia.
That's Annie, and this is Minnie.
Minnie and Annie.
Meet the wombat, a marsupial and close relative of the koala.
Hi, Minnie.
Minnie is a rambunctious wombat here at the Geraldinga Dingo Conservation and Wildlife Education Center near Melbourne. And Minnie loves to run. I may have been in the way of her fun.
We get that.
Although small and cuddly,
Oh my gosh, hello, Mama.
wombats can be dangerous.
These guys have this hard plate on the bottom. You can touch it there.
Okay.
You see it's very hard.
Yeah.
So in a fully grown wombat, that plate can be about 3 inches thick, and it's actually their main defensive weapon. And if the predator tries to come over the top, they will actually lift themselves up and they'll crush the predator.
Me and the wombat, the cutest flipping animal in all of Australia.
The dingo is another animal you'll only find in Australia. There are more than 100 of these wild dogs that have either been rescued or born here at this conservatory.
Oh, that's a good girl, baby. Yeah, so she's only 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so from a litter that's behind us.
Brad shows us his favorite dingo at Geraldinga.
Girl. Oh, you're saying hello to him too. Good girl.
It's hard to believe these lovable-looking dogs are actually apex predators.
They do get a bad rap from farmers and that, and they have been proven beneficial for controlling these invasive species.
Look at this. Here she comes. Look at this. This is like a freaking dream with the echidnas.
Not far off, we find this spiny anteater, known as the echidna. They are one of only 2 types of mammals that lay eggs. Echidnas are normally nocturnal in warmer temperatures.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
So it's a real treat for our Eco Hero team to see them during the day.
That was insane because it's really special to get to see them even in a captive setting.
This is epic, epic.
And a close relative of the echidna is the platypus. Our guide for this adventure took us deep into the rainforest of the Great Otway National Park.
We're going down to Lake Elizabeth now to search for the elusive platypus. And like I said, this is the Holy Grail.
All right. Platypus. Say your platypus prayers.
Yes, manifestation.
Seeing this elusive mammal in the wild was a big get for our Eco Hero team.
And the path opens up to this lake that looks like it's lost in time.
As quietly as possible, we boarded 2 canoes close to sunset in hopes of seeing one.
It was purely still. The lake top was like a mirror. And then it came up, and I saw it right there. It was like, look at me, I saw little eyes, little duckbill sticking out like this, looking at me. I'm like, oh my God,
we not only saw one.
I mean, I was going crazy. You don't understand what this was like for me. And then we saw another one. And then we saw another one.
We saw 7.
They almost look like alligators at first from really, really afar because you're just seeing that little bill, part of their face, and then the bump of their bodies.
What we saw on the lake, unbelievable. The walk back,
It's really dark.
well, a little scary.
Turn off the lights. Nothing.
I would like the lights. Staying along the coast, a different night show at Phillip Island. We made our way in as crowds gathered to watch the evening ritual. A waddle of penguins that make it to land every nightfall after a day at sea.
Oh, look, they're all coming up here.
And you just can't help but smile.
Well, these penguins are little penguins, so they are the smallest of all 18 species of penguin. They only grow to be about 1 foot tall.
Nearly 200 homes once stood right here on this penguin colony.
So the government actually started a housing buyback, and it took about 25 years, but in 2010 the last house was bought back.
Wooden boxes were placed for penguins to call home instead of digging into the hollow ground. Rangers count the landing every night for the first 50 minutes to measure how well the colony is doing. On our night, there were 649.
Some are just speeding along and they're almost about to fall over, and others are just kind of slowly walking around. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. It's a very unique island.
At the Moonlit Sanctuary, right outside of Melbourne, wildlife conservation is key. Here we found a herd of wallabies. They're a close relative of the kangaroo and sometimes are considered endangered.
This is our orange-bellied parrot facility behind us, where we breed the critically endangered orange-bellied parrots.
Nearly 10 years ago, there were just 17 in the wild. But thanks to a breeding program, what a win.
Fluffy will come down, Neo's keen as well.
We've got over 600 birds in captivity, and we've been releasing them constantly.
The Tasmanian devil.
The population of the famous Tasmanian devil has also declined because of a contagious cancer.
What I really love is the work we do with endangered species, and that's why we set the Moonlit Hub, is to work with endangered species. So the species we're working with are the ones that I guess are my favourites here, but every animal's important here.
But what really brought our eco-hero to tears was finally seeing one of her favourite animals that's native to Australia.
These guys are really, really interesting because they are just really charismatic, and they're not doing so hot in the wild.
When I looked at Gerlingo and I looked at Moonlit Sanctuary, the passion that these people have to save this wildlife, you can go there and you can see it on their face.
Brielle, did you ever think you'd be this up close with a koala in your lifetime?
No, definitely not.
After the break, our eco-hero team departs the desert, heading north to the oldest tropical rainforest on Earth to uncover exotic plants and insects.
Everybody out!
And the bird that took us all by surprise.
A cassowary in the wild, right in the middle of the road. Unbelievable.
Next stop on our eco-hero adventure, the tropical northeastern coast of Queensland. It's where the rainforest meets the reef.
We got a good job.
Temperatures are warming up as we head into Daintree National Forest, the oldest tropical rainforest on Earth.
This rainforest survived the Ice Age, thanks to all those beautiful mountains that are circling it.
It's estimated that it's more than 180 million years old, 10 million years older than the Amazon.
When you take into consideration that they have found fossil records of plants from this forest in Antarctica, it tells you that this forest developed before the continents broke up. That's millions of years ago. You're looking at an ancient forest. You're looking at a living record of life on Earth in many ways.
Crossing narrow bridges and rivers on ferries, we drive deep into the Daintree. The rainforest is so lush, it's hard to see where one plant ends and another begins, which our guide Josephine explains can be a problem if you accidentally touch the leaf of this guy, known as the stingy plant.
It is one of the most dangerous plants in the world. When those things sting you, it actually gets a lot of fiberglass needles into your skin.
Those tiny needles on the leaf contain neurotoxins that cause intense pain. That's why we were extremely careful as we hiked deep into the rainforest to find a very special tree.
This is a strangler fig. It's a parasitic tree that ends up killing its host. The significance of this particular strangler fig is where Sir David Attenborough stood when he declared that Daintree Forest was his favorite place in the world.
It's easy to see why Attenborough, a renowned naturalist, would feel that way. Daintree is teeming with life, a testament to the resilience of nature.
Every time I walk around, I think, man, we put a helicopter in here, put a couple tyrannosaurs, maybe a couple raptors, though some of the birds already look like them, and we've got Jurassic Park.
Well, we didn't find dinosaurs, but we did find these tiny stick insects that smell like...
It does smell like peppermint.
And spiders, who do a great job at blending in.
To get a lichen spider, Huntsman lichen spider, so well camouflaged you can't even see that.
We did spot flying foxes, which are actually bats, literally hanging out. They're a loud bunch and vital to the health of the Australian ecosystem.
When they go from tree to tree, they're key pollinators throughout the entire ecosystem, so they play a very important role.
Everybody out!
So I'm sitting back in the front seat of the car, and we're driving around, and then boom!
But this crazy-looking bird was our find of the day. A young cassowary.
A cassowary in the wild, walking around. You see the signs say cassowaries next 2 kilometers. Nobody gets to see them. Unbelievable.
Considered one of the most dangerous birds in the world.
And I got up closer, and it didn't run away.
The endangered cassowary is also known as the gardener of the rainforest, spreading seeds to maintain the biodiversity here.
Our plants and our trees here need a cassowary to survive.
They just are so magnificent, from their crest to their plumage, the way that their body is shaped, their strong, thick legs with those insane feet and claws on them.
This little guy, or girl, giving us quite a show.
I think I got some really good shots.
From there, the sound of the didgeridoo calls us to Mossman Gorge, nestled in the heart of the rainforest.
Oh, let's get this one here going.
A member of the Kuku-Yalanji tribe welcoming us with a traditional smoke ceremony.
The red represent that as like the blood of the people, right? A charcoal for Mother Earth, the land.
Teaching us about the tribe's traditions.
So if we then begin to place a bit of this one right here into the water.
And their connection to the land.
The leaves can be crumbled up and put into water and even used as soap because of its antimicrobial or antibacterial properties. And you have to think, how many years of trial and error, of curiosity and innovation did that take to learn?
But no trip to the Australian rainforest is complete without a glimpse of the saltwater crocodile.
So Charlotte's a young girl. I've been working out here a long time and I've watched her growing up.
As we travel down the Daintree River,
yeah, lovely kingfisher there. That's called the azure kingfisher.
We saw our share of these apex predators. Don't let their lazy appearance fool you. These crocs have a bite so powerful, it can crush a car.
There's life everywhere you look. Everything is alive and teeming. The humidity in the air, you feel it, you're breathing it. It's all around us.
After all that hiking, time to cool off.
It's going to be a very short drift, but I just want to let you enjoy.
It's great when you get to the point where you don't have to do anything.
In a freshwater river, no crocs here. Just an exhilarating river sled ride. The water's beautiful, full of minerals, absolutely spectacular. Gliding through these calm waters under the lush Daintree canopy.
Australia really is a world in one country. It's a window into the world of so many different kinds of wildlife. The continent may be separate, but the earth is all connected. And by protecting the wildlife here, we're protecting ourselves.
Australia, it doesn't disappoint. Coming up, our Eco Hero team set sail to one of the natural wonders of the world.
We jump into the Great Barrier Reef and show you the brilliant life under the sea.
It's considered one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. The Great Barrier Reef is the largest coral reef system on Earth, stretching more than 1,400 miles. With more than 3,000 individual reef systems and coral cays, and hundreds of tropical islands.
I mean, it is the rainforest of the world under the ocean. It's the greatest biodiversity on Earth.
It is also one of the most sought-after tourist destinations.
It's time for the reef.
Our Eco Hero team couldn't wait to see it firsthand. Sailaway Port Douglas offers snorkeling trips to the Great Barrier Reef. We boarded the catamaran one early morning and headed out. It was a perfect day to be out on the water, and we were taking it all in, ready to jump into this underwater world.
Made up of about 3,000 individual reefs.
After a quick lesson about the reef and reef safety,
test my math.
We were ready to suit up. And what we saw was beyond our imagination. An underwater garden.
When you jump into this water in the Great Barrier Reef and you look at these coral heads that are hundreds, if not thousands of years old, going all the way to the surface of different textures, different colors, and then to look at these giant clams. These clams are this big.
I can without a doubt say that was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in the ocean. Hands down, 100%.
In fact, our eco-hero, well, she couldn't contain her excitement, even underwater.
When you're watching all these giant, beautiful, colorful fish, the biodiversity is unreal, just swimming through.
We spent a couple magical hours exploring 2 different areas of this massive reef.
It was just like you're in Grand Central Station of reef fish.
And yes, we did indeed find Nemo.
There's corals that just flow like this, back and forth. There's the hard corals, you know, that have the branches that come out. There's the big flathead corals that are massive, massive corals that look like huge mushrooms.
There were purple ones. There were green ones. The orangish ones were huge. They grew everywhere. And you see all these fish just swimming right through.
It's like going up an apartment building. Every floor has different tenants. You know, every level you're going up, different fish, different coral, different this. It was just a rainbow of life down there.
In the last few summers, Florida's coral reefs have seen a devastating coral bleaching. The same climate change is also a major concern in Australia, where there has been unprecedented bleaching. But this coral has also been affected by natural disasters.
I've now seen the recovery process since it started recovering, and now I've seen it straight away after a big cyclone event. And the top layer overall in that reef system got quite badly damaged by this latest one.
You don't ever want to get out of that water. It's just one of those things where it's a moment you don't want to let go of.
And that's exactly what tourist companies like Sail Away hope to do. They want tourists to really enjoy the Great Barrier Reef and all its wonders, but also learn a critical lesson about conservation.
My main goal when I come bring people out to the reef and show them the coral is to make them fall in love with it as much as I do, so that they take that information home.
They understand the value of ecotourism. They understand that importance of connecting people, that to get people out on that reef is a way to get them to care about the reef.
And it was a great, amazing, amazing.
Up next, the final stop of our eco-hero adventure, the city of Sydney.
And we visit the famous Taronga Zoo, where conservation is their mission, and how my endowment is helping the cause.
Wind down our eco-hero adventure in Sydney, Australia's most populous city.
Sydney is, in my opinion, just the perfect blend of ancient and new.
Its beautiful harbour, rich in history. From the water, you can spot 2 of the world's most famous landmarks, the Harbour Bridge and the Sydney Opera House. The sail-like design is iconic, making it one of the most photographed buildings in the world. But Sydney has so much more to offer.
Just a few miles from the business district is Bondi Beach. It's one of more than 11,000 beaches in the land down under.
That was great.
This one is popular with surfers, and we saw plenty riding the waves.
From the beach, an hour drive gets us out to the bushland. Miles of lush forests and woodlands just outside of Sydney. These are the picturesque Blue Mountains.
The Blue Mountains is just it's part of the Great Dividing Range. It's our only mountain range in Australia.
The view, so stunning this day, even our guide Matt was impressed.
That is unreal.
It felt like we were standing on the edge of the world. A brisk hike along the ridge brings us here to the Three Sisters, a rock formation named after an Australian folktale. But a stop in Sydney isn't complete without a visit to the Taronga Zoo.
Let us go then.
Home to more than 5,000 animals from more than 350 different species, many of them endangered.
As we come down here, curled up in the tree.
Oh, tree kangaroo.
Our Eco Hero team saw plenty of kangaroos in Australia, but this was a first.
There's very few of the Australian tree kangaroos in captivity anywhere in the world.
There we also found our first red kangaroo.
This is cool.
Yeah, even though they're not really red.
Yeah.
And visiting with a koala, well, it never gets old.
Oh yeah, we're sleeping.
They're very much a walking frog.
Frogs get a bad rap, but this southern corroboree frog is actually kind of cute.
One of Australia's most iconic frog species.
A lot of people look and say, why are you trying to work so much to protect frogs? And basically because frogs are this portal of information that we get as to the future health of our planet.
Threatened by a fungus that affects amphibians worldwide, the corroboree frog population is getting a much-needed boost at the Taronga Zoo.
Right out in the middle of remote parts of Kosciuszko National Park, big fenced areas that are designed to keep the fungus out, and then hopefully we'll be able to see tens of thousands of these guys back up in the mountains again.
Hello, mate.
Our team got a peek inside the zoo's special reptile research center.
Hi, beautiful man.
A real treat for our reptile-loving eco-hero.
This little one here
Yeah.
is a Fijian crested iguana.
Yes.
It's a male Fijian crested iguana, and this species is also one of the most critically endangered.
Hi, buddy.
The claws are.
Yeah. I'm familiar with the iguana claws. Hi, buddy.
And the arboreal lizards.
Conservation is the key at Taronga Zoo.
Without zoos, there's at least 3 or 4 of the species that we work with here at Taronga that would no longer be existing.
On behalf of the conservation endowment that I was very fortunate to start at the zoo, we want to support the Taronga conservation effort. Here's a $5,000 check to help you continue with the work that you do, because it is incredibly important. We're incredibly appreciative of what you do and all your staff and what you do behind the scenes. Again, so many people come to the zoo and they think it's just looking at an animal in a habitat, and it's so much more that happens behind the scenes. So hopefully that can be a little help in what you do.
It definitely will. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for everything.
It's a way of life we can all learn something from.
That is the main purpose of zoos, in my opinion, to protect the animals that exist today and ensure that they live in the wild where they belong.
In fact, Ron created this Eco Hero contest to find and inspire young environmental ambassadors to continue this conservation mission.
Now I see the magnitude of how much weight it carries to learn about other cultures and different places, and how that can, whatever knowledge you bring home, can have such a big impact.
There's no question after this trip that Brielle is the 2025 Eco Hero. She's passionate, she's committed, she's incredibly knowledgeable, she did a tremendous amount of research. I mean, she knew things that I didn't know.
For Brielle, the experience here in the land down under has been a life changer.
I really hope to take what I've learned here and to use that to not only pay it forward and make a bigger impact, but also to travel the world some more and try and do my best to make an even larger impact.
From sprawling beaches to the lush rainforest, the wild outback, and vibrant cities like here in Sydney, we've covered a lot of territory in Australia and uncovered countless treasures.
Australia is a long way from South Florida, but as we've seen, we do have some things in common, especially our shared desire to protect our environment and the special wildlife that calls it home.
We hope our journey has enlightened you to the wonders of Australia
and inspired you to do what you can do to protect our precious planet.
On behalf of our Eco Hero team, thank you for joining us on Eco Hero Down Under.